Hello champions, I have some really important points to discuss with you all about. I think this video might end up to be a little lengthy, but I really hope you have the patience to listen till the very end, because trust me when I say this, if you actually are able to listen till the very end, your entire perspective about CA Intermediate, your entire perspective about your examination, whether it is Jan 26 or May 26, it is going to change. Trust me when I say this. See, listen to me. First of all, this video is for whom? This video is for those students who are, let's say, right now we are in September 2025, and these students are writing exams when can be Jan 26 or May 26 or September 26, it can be whatever. And who are these students? They may either be first time learners or they may be relearners. So where are you right now in September 25? What do you want? You have to write an exam in Jan 26, May 26 or September 26, and you want to be successful in that exam. And who are you? You're either a first time learner or a relearner. So if you're somebody who falls in this bucket, then this video is for you. Now, if I ask you that, what are you going to do to ensure that you are successful in your examination? What will your answer be? What are the things that you will say? What and all do you have to do? You will say, ma'am, number one, I have to put in a lot of effort. I have to work really hard. I have to ensure that I, eliminate distractions, too many distractions these days. You will say, ma'am, I have to work as per a proper schedule. I have to set a target and I have to ensure I meet the target. You will say, I should also do a lot of questions practice, a lot of writing practice. Yes, no doubt, all of these things are required. But in addition to all of these, according to me, there's one more very, very important thing which you have to do, without which all of this is going to be directionless, and that is, you have to learn from the best teachers. And who are the best teachers right now in front of you available? The best teachers available in front of you right now are the learnings of September 25. What did September 25 teach you? What are the mistakes that your seniors have done? I always tell you this, mistakes not only tell you what you should not do, they also tell you how you can get it right the next time. So the best teacher that is available for us right now, the best thing that you can do right now is learn from September 25. What mistakes did your seniors do? If you are yourself, somebody who's writing for the first time in Jan 26 or May 26 as the case may be, then what mistakes have your seniors done which you should not be doing? If you're somebody who's written the September 26 exam, but because of some reason you think your exam did not go so great and you think you may have to reappear again, what you should not be doing again? What you should not be doing so that we don't end up repeating September 25 again, because trust me guys, it hurts. It hurts when you have to keep looking at the same books again and again. It is not a nice feeling and we don't deserve to put ourselves through that. So what different should we do? What should we not do? What are our realizations from September 2025? What are our learnings from September 2025? This is what we're going to be discussing in this video. Listen to me. I am going to ensure my entire focus is only and only restricted to law and DT, because these are the two areas of my expertise, and I am going to tell you from law and DT. I've spoken to a lot of students guys. Since the exams got over, the DT exam got over on the September 9th. I am making this video on the 17th of September. It's been close to 7 to 8 days after the exams got over. I've spoken to a lot of students and I've tried to understand that where exactly were they facing a problem, and that is why this one video guys, trust me, this one video is going to be like a cherry on the top of your entire preparation. It is a solid introspection, it's a solid list of realizations from September 25 exam. The main points, the most crucial points I'll discuss with you. Let's start with law. The very first problem, see listen, whenever in the future anybody ever talks about the September 25 exam, they will always talk about how difficult the law question paper was. Yes, no doubt your September 2025 question paper was difficult. It was lengthy. But however, was it out of syllabus? No. It might take you some effort to digest this, but this is a bitter truth and you will have to digest this with a pinch of salt, and that the truth is that it was not an out of syllabus question paper. A question paper like this, 100 out of 100, is it possible? No. 90 out of 100? No. 80 out of 100, generally if you do very good preparation, in 80s you can land in law. But in a paper like this, 80s is not possible unless and until ICEI decides to give you a lot of grace marks. But however, is it possible to pass in a paper like this? The bitter truth which you may not like to hear, the real actual point is, if you have done honest preparation from end to end, if you have covered your syllabus, if you have done honestly, prepared properly, then is passing possible? Yes. So what should you be doing so that whenever you write the exams next in Jan 26, May 26, whenever, what you should be doing so that you fall in this bucket. See guys, you tell me, no matter how difficult the attempt is, will the pass percentage ever be 0? No. There will still be some students who are clearing. No matter how difficult the law question paper was, will there be a scenario where nobody passes the law paper, guys? No. Some people will still pass. So what should we do so that we land in this bucket? Not just for law, guys, for any paper, for every paper. See, this time it was law. In Jan 26, it can be audit. In Jan 26, again, it can be law also. You don't know. So what should you be doing so that no matter what kind of question paper, no matter what subject, no matter the difficulty level which ICAI decides, we should be able to fall in this bucket. Instead of saying what you should do, I'm going to tell you what you should not do. First thing, selective coverage by faculties, imbalanced focus. Let me talk to you about imbalanced focus. Let's say a faculty spends 150 hours in class. Out of these 150 hours, if I spend 50 hours doing just management and administration, will it be worth it? No. Out of these 150 hours, if I spend 30 hours just discussing the incorporation chapter and and your MOA, AOA, it will not be worth it. Then finishing quickly in 10 hours, finishing of FEMA in 10 hours, finishing of GC Act in 2 hours. Then, so this becomes an imbalanced focus where some chapters you spend too much time, some chapters you don't even spend the required time. This imbalanced focus is something which even the faculties should avoid, even the students should avoid. Every chapter has to be done with the same amount of focus and importance. Whether it is your management and administration chapter, whether it is your basics chapter, it has to be given the same amount of focus. Of course, if it's a lengthy chapter, it will take too much time. Of course, if it's a small chapter, it will not take so much time. But however, every chapter should be given the equal amount of focus. You can't do the studying in an imbalanced manner, won't work out. Understanding? Then listen to this one. Selective coverage by faculties might be a little controversial. I'm very sure some faculties may also come at me because of this, but I promised you I'm going to change your whole perspective. I promised you that I will tell you what exactly you should not be doing, and for me to fulfill that objective, I have to tell you about this. If I'm saying that you should be doing end-to-end coverage, you should be learning from end to end, this is possible only if the faculty does end-to-end coverage in class, guys. If the faculty itself does a selective coverage in class, even you will do selective coverage only while studying. Whether it is full course, whether it is exam-oriented batch, whether it is regular batch, whether it is a workout batch, whether it is a fast-track batch, whatever, there has to be end-to-end coverage. See, some points here and there understandable. Like for example, in the charges chapter, you have a concept that what if the charges were created before 2nd November 2018. Now, right now we are in 2025. So 2018. Before 2018, charges that are created, okay, not too relevant right now. Concepts like that, fine. 99% coverage is what we are expecting. Anything that gives a coverage of less than 99%, we are not okay. 1% leaving here and there is fine. Penalties skipping is fine. Because penalties, see, I'm not saying they don't come in the examination, but then even if they come, the weightage is extremely low, and the thing is, it's not worth spending too much time in class doing the penalties. It's fine. Some concepts here and there, some extremely rare concepts, fine. But anything which is less than 99% coverage, we are not okay. It's unacceptable. We don't want it. Are you understanding, guys? I'll give you some examples to help you get a better clarity about what exactly I'm trying to tell you. See, look at this, okay. Now, in your September 2025 question paper, there was one MCQ from the deposits chapter. Okay, I'll try to give you a very brief understanding of what the question was. The question was something like this, where the company had received an advance money. This advance money was relating to some warranty, and they were asking you that whether this advance money, is it going to be considered as deposit or not? They were asking you. Generally in classes, what happens is the students themselves told me that in class they were just told that any advance relating to supply of goods and services is not deposit, story over. But however, there are so many more points also relating to advance. One of the points is that if the advance money is relating to warranty, then we'll have to see the warranty period. If the warranty period is within the limit, then this advance money will not be deposit. Now, exactly on this period only, this MCQ was tested upon. Now, what the screenshot which I've put for you over here is a screenshot from my law workout batch. This screenshot, the next screenshot which I've put over here, which is also covering this point, this screenshot is from my regular course. So these small points we have to do properly. Only then will we be able to handle the examination, because one whole 2 marks question was just focused on this one point, this one point about the period, the warranty period. This was one example. I'll give you one more example. Look at this one. See, my whole objective behind showing you these examples is not to put down somebody, okay? The only thing that I want to show you through these examples is that how exactly should you be studying? What do you mean by studying even the nooks and corners? What do you mean by that? I want to show you that. Look at my second example. There was a question from internal audit guys in your examination that, they had given you a situation and they had asked whether for this company internal audit is required or not. That is what the question was. Now, there are 4 conditions. If a company fulfills any of those 4 conditions, then for that company internal audit is mandatory. One of those points is that the outstanding loans and borrowings from banks and financial institutions should be more than 100 crores. Okay. But the catch is, in this point, this 100 crores number is not at the end of the preceding financial year. It is at any time in the preceding financial year. Now, even if I have said this point at any time in the preceding financial year and not at the end of the financial year, even if I have screamed this point 1000 times in class, you will not remember this unless I have shown you how this little thing can have a big impact in a question. Unless I have shown you the impact of this in class, you will not remember this in the exam. I'll show you how I showed the impact to the students in class. This screenshot is again from the regular course, okay? We had seen in the regular course a May 2021 examination question wherein this exact same point was tested. In this question, the loan was for 110 crores, but the outstanding amount was only 90 crores. So we should not be looking at the outstanding amount. We should see at any point of time, has it exceeded 100 crores? Yes, it has exceeded 100 crores. Limit is fulfilled and therefore internal audit is mandatory. Unless the student has seen a question like this point will not strike in the exam. I'll show you one more point, one more example. This was a screenshot from the law workout batch. In the law workout batch, in addition to this question, we had also seen one case-based MCQ. This case-based MCQ is from your MCQ booklet, which ICAI has issued. In this booklet, in this question, there's an amazing analysis, guys, of that same point. Which point? This any point of time in the preceding financial year. This point only is being tested upon in this question. They've given the minimum amount of loan, maximum amount of loan. There's a nice story being given, and below the story there were, I did not bring it in the screenshot, but below the story there were 3 questions, and they were nicely testing upon this internal audit, those 4 conditions, this point about any point of time in the preceding financial year. This was a point being tested in this question as well. So unless we have seen this in class, or unless you have seen this on your own when you are doing self-study, unless you have seen all this during a preparation, in the examination this will look like a surprise. Understanding? You won't believe it. The law workout batch was the first time that we did this law workout batch for the September 25 exam. And so many of the students came back and they said that, the question paper, I'm not saying it was, like one cakewalk, but however, it was manageable. If a difficult paper, if you're able to manage it and if you're able to clear, mission accomplished. That's all what we need, right, at the end of the day. So that is why the main point over here is there should not be selective coverage. There has to be end-to-end coverage both in class and also you while doing preparation. Okay, even if you're not able to reach 100% coverage, at least reach 99% coverage. Anything less than 99%, we are not okay. We will not accept it. Okay, this was the first thing. Then comes the second thing, ABC analysis, smart study strategies, expected questions on the basis of past trends. Listen to me, everybody. With an open mind, listen to me. If your faculty says that these questions or these sections are non-negotiable, is the faculty saying leave everything else? No. See, the faculty is not wrong in giving you all this. What is wrong is the way in which you are interpreting this. When I say that these sections are important, it means that these sections have a higher probability of coming. It does not mean everything else is having 0 probability, no. So you should be studying this also. You should be studying this also. Only thing is, these important areas, you should be doing a little extra well. That's all. I'll help you understand this with one example. Any strategy video of mine, if you see, in every class, in every strategy video for law, I would have told you deposits chapter, charges chapter, dividend chapter, companies incorporated outside India, LLP Act, GC Act and FEMA. These chapters, they are not 50% of your syllabus. I have not even covered the big chapters. I'm talking about these small chapters. These chapters not even covering 50% of your syllabus, but they will cover 50 marks in your question paper. I always tell you, do these chapters really well. Every 1.5 day strategy, if you see, I will ask you to start with these chapters. Right guys? Now even if you look at the September 25 examination, out of these chapters, 55 marks were asked. Open challenge, go open the question paper and see. Out of these chapters, 55 marks was asked. Okay, fine, nothing was asked from charges. Okay, fine, nothing was asked from dividend. But these chapters all put together, 55 marks were asked. What do? I tell you, hey, listen, do these chapters properly. Out of these chapters, you will do selective study. And other chapters you will totally skip, and you will expect that you will clear in the examination with amazing marks. How is that even possible? Are you understanding? So everything has to be covered. Only thing is, these chapters are easier to score and less time and good coverage. So do them little better. Do them a little more well, so that we can get an exemption. Understanding? One more thing I'll tell you. You get a choice in the examination. Like you have to do 4 out of 5 questions, guys. Now, what do students do? They don't even study interpretation of statutes. Why? They think, oh, I will anyways get choice in the exam, no? So in that choice, I will leave interpretation of statutes question. You don't get choice because of this reason. The reason why you get choice is, no matter how amazing your preparation is, no matter how beautifully you have prepared, no matter how many months you have spent on preparation, you will still find one question in your question paper which you have no clue about what to do. You need choice to skip that question. But what are you doing? You're not even studying one chapter and going. So now what is happening? That difficult question which they have given, you don't know that also. And this chapter which you have skipped, you don't know this also, because of which now you don't know 2 questions. Then exam paper does not go well. And then result is not in favor. Understanding? So if you decide to, skip some chapters and go to the examination hall, then this kind of a situation you will get stuck in. Understanding? So therefore, end-to-end coverage is required, the biggest learning out of September 25. Don't misinterpret this. When somebody says this chapter is important, it doesn't mean you leave everything else. You study this also, you study others also. Only thing is, you do some chapters a little extra well and some chapters okay. Alright, then listen to my third point. YouTube cannot replace self-study. Yes, YouTube can be an aid to preparation. Yes, it can help you in preparation, but it cannot replace preparation. Nothing can be better than you sitting with your book and studying. If you have a doubt, ask your respective faculty. What is the whole business of coming to YouTube and finding answers to your doubts over here? Only if you don't get help from your respective faculty, only then you come to YouTube. Understanding? But you cannot replace self-study with YouTube. I want you to be really conscious about how much time are you spending on YouTube. Whom are you watching? What are you watching? Was it required or not? Are you watching because you needed it, or are you watching because of the FOMO that what will happen if you don't watch it? I want you to keep a track of how much time are you spending over here every day. You will yourself realize how much time you're wasting. You're feeling, right, the day is just getting over just like that. You will realize where the day is going once you start keeping a track of your time. And the last thing, guys, chart books, summary books, question banks, these are not the places from which you study. You don't study for your examination from a chart book. A chart book will not, have 100% coverage of your ICAI study material. Lesser the number of pages, that cannot be the criteria for you to select a book. Either study from ICAI study material or study from a book which has 100% coverage of the study material. Like for example, if you look at my logic book, okay, over time, every year I have improvised it, and today the logic book, if you see, does cover 100% of your study material. The only thing is I have eliminated the repetition. In your study material, if you see, the same thing keeps coming again and again. I have eliminated the repetition, and also what I've done is I have arranged the concepts in such a manner it's easier for you to learn, it's easier for you to recall. There are 2 things. First, you understand the concept in class. Then you have to sit and learn, right? And then you have to recall in the examination. So there are 3 things. Now, understanding, I take care for you in class itself. Now learning and recalling, I am helping you in these two steps through the logic book, wherein the concepts, 100% of whatever is there in the study material is there in the book. Only thing is, I have eliminated the repetition, I have highlighted the keywords, I have arranged the concepts in such a way that it's easier for you to recall in the examination. Now in the examination, if I'm going to ask you to recall one paragraph, it's going to be difficult for you to recall. But if I ask you to recall 4 boxes, that one para, if I have broken down into 4 boxes, it will be easier for you to recall. Your visual memory. Basically, I'm capitalizing on your visual memory through the logic book. So be careful that what kind of a book are you covering, because if the book itself does not cover the syllabus end to end, then gone. Right guys, so these were the 4 things when it comes to law. Now coming to DT. See, with respect to DT, 4 important things. Even over here, the first biggest blunder is selective study. Skipping TDS and TCS, skipping the returns and advanced tax chapter. See, TDS and TCS, if you actually study properly, they are not all that difficult. Residential status question will be combined with TDS and TCS. So if you want to do this, you should also know TDS and TCS. In your September 25 exam, if you see, TDS and TCS was not just a 4 marks question, guys. You also had a question from here in your case-based MCQs as well. So therefore, out of 50 marks, okay, 6 marks were from here. That is more than 10% of your question paper. Out of 50 marks, 10% is going to be 5 marks. More than 10% of your question paper was from TDS and TCS. Getting what I'm saying? So if you know residential status very well, you want to do this question. Now knowing this will not be worth it unless and until you also know TDS and TCS, because part B will be TDS and TCS. Similarly, set off and clubbing you know so nicely. Pointless unless you learn the returns and advanced tax chapter, because both of these are going to be combined. Whether you take the workout batch, whether you take the full course, I give equal importance to these two. As much importance as I give to everything else, equal importance I give to these two as well. I spend 5 classes in workout batch, for example, for total income. I spend 3.5 classes on TDS and TCS. So I am giving equal amount of importance to every chapter in class. Same importance you should also be giving while studying. You can't be partial between chapters. You can't do selective study. It will not work out. Especially in DT, it will not work out. You can't skip a chapter entirely. You never know. Like there was an September 2024 examination, if you see. There was so much IFHP asked. Nothing from capital gains asked, but so much IFHP asked. So you can't predict. See, the other party is ICAI. You can't predict that other party. You can't, think what will ICAI think. You can't even step into ICAI's shoes. So you do your preparation. You do your job. Your answer paper will on its own take care of your result. Okay, then come the second thing. In DT, questions practice should be more important than concept revision. I'll tell you why. In the examination, do you have to write theory in DT? No. Will they ask you write a short note on slump sale? No. They will give you a question, right guys? So you have to work the question out. So therefore, when you're preparing, more focus has to be given to this and a little less focus to this. I'll tell you why. When you practice questions, don't you think automatically concept revision also happens? When you revise concepts, is questions practice happening? No. Understanding. But if you do questions practice, not only is the question being practiced, not only are you practicing how to apply your concept in the question, also concept revision is automatically happening. So when it comes to practical papers, questions practice should be more important than concept revision. For example, in my DT workout batch, we are working out 408 questions. And when I say questions practice, I'm not talking about just your study material questions. No, I'm not talking just about questions from May 2024. No, we work out questions since May 2018, guys. And since May 2018, if you actually sit and calculate, there will be 900 plus questions. So what I've done is I have first of all eliminated the repetitive questions. Then the remaining questions, I have combined questions together. Like 5 total income questions, I've combined them into one question. This way what happens is, see, too much of anything is also not good. So this way what happens is perfect balance we are able to create Every chapter equally well we are able to prepare. Solid questions practice. Now you take the September 2025 question paper and you see every adjustment was covered somewhere or the other in these 408 questions. See, the 408 questions, same question, copy paste will not come in the exam. But whatever comes in the examination will be a compilation of adjustments over here in these 408 questions. One adjustment from this question, another adjustment from this question, put together, they'll create a question. Understanding everybody. So questions practice is more important in DT than your concept revision. Then when it comes to DT, the biggest problem, 1.5 days, total flop show guys, total flop show. Why? In 1.5 days, revising DT and GST is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Proper planning is required. In these 1.5 days, you have to glance through all your provisions. In 1.5 days, is it possible to, glance through every question? No. You should mark and keep which question you want to glance through. In these 1.5 days, how are you going to revise provisions? You should have a plan, because unless and until you've glanced through the provisions in these 1.5 days, no matter how good your preparation was, you will end up forgetting some concepts in the examination, because in these 1.5 days you have to remind yourself about the provisions. So that is why if you see the checkmate book that I've created, okay, the whole objective was for this only, 150 pages guys, but every single concept covered. How come? DT guys, it's a practical paper, no question of keywords and all over here. Main focus is remembering the provision. So it's like 150 pages of provisions plus learnings from questions. So if you go through these 150 pages, it is as if these 408 questions also you have done, and also all the concepts you have revised. Understanding? So you must be having some plan like this for yourself, that how do you plan to cover the whole syllabus in these 1.5 days. And lastly guys, when it comes to DT, clarity is more important than confidence. I'll tell you what is the meaning. Confidence means what? I worked out 10 questions. All 10 out of 10 I got right. I'm going to feel so confident, oh, I know everything. But the reality was, all these 10 questions I worked out were very, very simple questions. This is what faculties are doing. This is what students are also doing. This is what students are expecting. They want confidence. But I'll tell you what is required instead. Clarity is required. How will clarity come? I am going to make you work out 10 questions. Every question, all of these 10 questions, each adjustment will be a difficult adjustment. In the beginning, you will feel like you don't know anything. But once you are done with these 10 questions, now you know every angle in which ICAI can test you. This will give you clarity, and that clarity will automatically result in confidence. In the initial stage, you will be really underconfident. In the initial stage, you will get overwhelmed that, oh my god, what if questions like these come in the exam? But however, once you work out all of these 10 questions, and then when you look at any question, you will be able to solve, that will give you confidence. So aim for clarity and not confidence first. Aim for clarity. If you get clarity, automatically confidence will flow in. Understanding guys? So your aim should not be, see, you don't want feel good factor on day one. On day one, you have to put yourself through the whole process. There's a process. At the end of the process only, there is success. But the process is going to be difficult process. You should be willing to put yourself through the fire. Only then the end goal is beautiful as you want it to be. In this process, you're going to get overwhelmed. In this process, you're going to get scared, because every adjustment you see in this process is a new adjustment for you. But that is required. Only when you go through this process do you reach a stage where, now give me whatever question you want to give me ICI, I will solve and show you. Understanding? So these were the 4 things in DT and the 4 things in law. These are the 4 big lessons that we have learned from our September 25 exams guys. These lessons keep in mind when you are preparing for your upcoming examination. Trust me, this examination will go a little better if you are able to keep these 4 things in law and 4 things in DT in mind. Okay, and before I close this video, just one last thing I want to tell you. Yes, you might have found this video a little harsh. Yes, you might have found this video, something that is attacking you. You will feel like I'm attacking you through the video. But then that's the truth. This video, every little thing I've spoken about in this video is the truth. And the truth is always harsh. So the sooner you accept the truth and the sooner you accept the transformation, the faster you will gain the success that you want. Alright guys, that is it with this video. I just wanted to, give you an eye-opener. I just wanted to, show you the harsh reality so that you can, accordingly frame your preparation, plan your preparation for the upcoming attempt. Alright guys, thank you, bye-bye.